Hello, Star Wars Galaxy Hero players. This is Andy Shorto, and today I'm going to do a what if scenario. Or not a what if faction that could be added in. And this is one that is probably requested a lot from fans. I can easily guarantee that is. And that one is none other than the Mandalorians. So I'm going to go over some Mandalorians that I'm going to... This will go up. It is. Okay, sorry about that. I was prepping, so I'm going to go quickly over the current Mandalorians in-game, and we will go from there. So, obviously, first would be Garr Saxon. Easily his leadership could be changed to a Mandalorian. He would be a Dark Side Empire Mandalorian tank. And then, move over. And then the Imperial Super Commando would also have the Mandalorian then attacker, just a Mandalorian added onto it. So that's easily these two. I do want to mention, though, with Garr Saxon, I can easily see this ability be changed a little bit. Like, maybe give, it has the same ability with Mandalorians, like Empire Mandalorian allies gain 50% counter chance and 40% defense. And then whenever an Empire Mandalorian ally uses a basic, they recover 5% protection. Excuse me, sorry. However, I could also see the fact of maybe adding something, a split difference, like say, of course, changes a 40% defense to 50%, and then give Mandalorians 40% offense Empire 40% offense, and then Mandalorians get 50% counter damage or 40% counter damage, something like that, just to differentiate them. So that's those two. Now I got to go over to the Rebels. Or actually, no, take that back. I need to go Phoenix. It'd be easier. And then we got Sabine Wren. Sabine Wren is definitely a Mandalorian, not a problem. So she would get bonuses from Rebels, Phoenix, and I was about to say Sabines. Rebels, Phoenix, and Sabines. Haha. No, I mean Rebels, Phoenix, and Mandalorians. And that would actually make a lot of sense to have Mandalorian added into this. So she'll get quite a bit. And she does have a unique ability. 25% crit chance and crit damage would be added on. Obviously, I could still see... I mentioned it in one of my previous videos talking about the fact that Phoenix characters can support through their unique, similar to Imperial Troopers, which kind of makes sense. And Mandalorians, or having her as a Mandalorian, that's great. Now, another one I want to talk about, everyone's kind of already predicting this one, and that is none other than Boba Fett. Now, I'm going to go over a little bit of history. So, in Legends, Jango Fett was a Mandalore, leader of the Mandalorians, after his adoptive father, Jaster Muriel, died from an ambush while fighting Death Watch. Death Watch is kind of like the Death Watch, and then the regular Mandalorians they just have that civil war. They're like super rivals in the Mandalorian clans. So then Jango Fett became Mandalore after Jaster Muriel died. And so in Legends, Jango Fett is a Mandalorian. Now, if you go to canon, so far the only thing that depicts if he is or isn't, and that is with the, I can't remember his name. I don't consider him Mandalorian, and I don't consider him important, but he's the senator, politician guy in the Clone Wars, where he actually mentions that Jango Fett may have stolen the armor, and he was just a man that stole Mandalorian armor. There's a lot of fan theory out there that Jango Fett could still be considered Mandalorian because of the fact of Jango Fett was from a different clan, and as I just mentioned, a lot of the issues with when Jango Fett's father died, Jaster Muriel died, it was because of Death Watch, which the guy I'm talking about, that politician guy, he is basically Death Watch. So of course he's gonna shoot down, even though he may or may not know he's Mandalorian, he's gonna shoot down the fact that he's Mandalorian because he doesn't believe him to be Mandalorian. So if that kind of makes sense. So there's a lot of fan theories out there that he is Mandalorian. That he'll probably be revealed as Mandalorian. I hope Disney reveals him that way, because me, like a lot of the fans, would love to see Jango Fett Mandalorian. And that also goes with Boba Fett. Boba Fett in Legends becomes a Mandalorian, or becomes Mandalore, leader of the Mandalorians. It was like roughly about close to 30 years after the Battle of Endor. Between 20 and 30 years. I don't remember right off. He becomes Mandalore, and he leads the Mandalorians. So, yeah, there's not much to say about it. He does what his father does. Obviously, the Mandalore title passed from Jango Fett. It wasn't anyone until Clone Wars, and I think it was like Spar 12. Or it was an ARC trooper that escaped with Jango's help, became Mandalore, I think, and then there was another one that came Mandalore after, or vice versa, one of those two. But then Boba Fett killed the Mandalore, or took him down, and then became Mandalore himself. So that is it. Now, of course, because also, I think I remember right, before the rework, it used to be called Mandalorian Resolve, and now it's called Bounty Hunters Resolve. So Boba Fett used to, I think, if I remember right, the old, I don't know, I'd have to look that up, but Boba Fett used to have a Mandalorian, I think Mandalore Resolve, or Mandalorian's Resolve. And of course, he also is sporting the Mandalorian logo. How is that not at least allowing him to be considered Mandalorian? Because it's right there on his shoulder. So, but that is those characters. So now here's some, but yeah, like I said, I still think, I would still consider Jango and Boba Fett Mandalorian, even though Disney would say otherwise. But going back over here, so I'm going to go over some Mandalorians that could be Mandalorian. So this is not Fenn Rau. This is actually one of his Mandalorian protectors, or journeyman, watchman, whatever they're called. And so, yeah, he's just a Mandalorian. Also, with this character and Fenn Rau, when I get to Fenn Rau, they can have their own ship. This one is Tristan Ren, I think how it's pronounced. The brother of Sabine Wren, back there in the corner. And yeah, he can have this armor, or whatever armor he had. And I don't know if he actually, that's something I have to look up. I'll have to look it up later. But yeah, you give him whatever armor that suits him best. But Tristan Ren, he was once an Imperial super commando, and then he decided to side with his family, stay with his family. Good job. And yeah, so he is now, he's definitely a Mandalorian for sure. Then Ursa Ren is Sabine's mother. Here's a leader opportunity. She led the clan Ren. And so yeah, this one is definitely a Ren for sure. So yeah, she would have a leader ability. Then the next two, we're going back to Clone Wars. I will say that for the next few is this is if I remember right, this is actually Garr Saxon and a Mandalorian Super Commando. Of course, with the Mandalorian Super Commando, in parentheses, you could put Shadow Collective, in case they decide to make another Mandalorian Super Commando for any other reason. So these two would easily be Mandalorians nonetheless. Garr Saxon probably not having a leader ability here, but he was part of Darth Maul's Shadow Collective and the group of Mandalorians that stayed with Darth Maul. Then we got Bo-Katan. She was a Mandalorian under let me look at him really quick. Nope, that's okay. Pre Vizsla. Oh, I had to look at him to see. I was like, what is his name? Pre Vizsla. So honestly, him and Bo-Katan can easily have like a synergy together. Some sort of synergy where they support each other, kind of like wigs or something. But yeah, honestly, that's another, character. I don't know if they could give her a leadership ability, since she is going to look like she's going to be a leader through the trailers of Star Wars Rebels Season 4. But who knows? But yeah, another leader for her. Fenn Rau, like I said before at the beginning, For some reason on my phone, I can't order these around, so I had to like download them at the right order, and I had already downloaded Fenn Rau, but hey, whatever. Fenn Rau, leader of the Mandalorian Protectors on Conquer Dawn. So he can have a leadership ability for Mandalorians as well. So you're getting like at least 2 to 3 Mandalorians that have leadership abilities, as well as Garr Saxon. So hey, why not? Well, as long as they add Garr Saxon from the the game, have him be Mandalorian, or add the tag and have him lead Mandalorians with a counter chance. Now, Pre-Vizsla, and honestly, between him and that's also the same, as well as the Ren, family or Clan Ren, adding like random like a Mandalorian Clan Ren trooper or something, whatever. That wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, you got Pre-Vizsla. He's the main owner of the Darksaber. He would be a great add to the game, and obviously the Darksaber ability would probably have something similar to the current one in game, like with Sabine Wren. So, hey, it would work. And then that is the last of them so far. Of course, I know the game mostly stays with canon. However, yes, Legends. There are a few Mandalorians that could be added in. Like, I have done a what if scenario for Ebon Hawk crew. The crew of Ebon Hawk, and we have Canderous Ordo / Mandalore in there. He can easily be a Mandalorian added in, or at least the 2 versions could be. So yeah, honestly, there's a lot of Mandalorians that could be added in over time, and the list I have here is the few I am suggesting. So I would like to see in too, but we'll see. And honestly, leaving it for another video, if I decide to do another video, is the Shadow Collective, Darth Maul. They'd of course have to redo Darth Maul, or not redo, but make a new Darth Maul with the metal legs, leading with 2 lightsabers, his red one and the Darksaber, and then also have some Pike Syndicate troopers, some Black Sun, and some even though Black Sun would be a kind of a cool faction added in anyways. Black Sun, or just do it Underworld. That wouldn't be too bad. That would just cover a lot of them. So, but yeah, these adding, let's see, what was it? Black Sun, Pikes, and it was the Hutts. That's right, it was the Hutts. No wonder why I couldn't remember it. The Hutts is like Hutts. I don't care for Hutts. I'm like Anakin. I hate Hutts. But yeah, there was the Hutts that actually joined them. I think the Hutts were the first one to leave, and then the 2 following were the Black Sun Pikes, or Pikes and Black Sun. No, I think Pikes stayed on the longest. Black Sun decided to leave. So, but again, that is Mandalorians. That would be what I'd like to see added into the game. Let me know if you guys like the idea of having Mandalorians in the game. Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe as well. Thanks for watching. You guys have a wonderful day.